Well, hello, everybody. Happy Saturday to you. I hope everybody is well today. I haven't been doing my weekly vlogs in a long time, so I'm going to try and get back into it if there are things that I want to talk about. And, you know, sometimes there's just not much going on. But I do have some things going on this week that I wanted to just tell you a little bit about. So the first thing is, these are my new glasses. Aren't they pretty? I got these from Glasses USA, and I had my prescription, so I just went online and I went through the frames and picked out the ones I want. Like I say, these are rose gold, and they're so pretty. I do have the bifocal part here as well. Not sure if they offer no line. They might. I don't recall. Because I told a friend about it, and she had said that she wants a no-line bifocal. So I'm not sure if they do that or not, but, you have to go on the website and check that out. So that's the one fun thing. I had gotten a bunch of Temu dresses because I know those tariffs are going to just raise the prices up. I still have one more package to come. And then this one, is so pretty, and yeah, and I've got matching shoes over there. There's a particular patent leather style that I really, really liked on Temu, and they were a little pricey. They were like $22. But I had the money at one point. I think that's when my mom sold her house and she sent me some money, so I just kind of, I got a bunch of dresses for the summertime. And even in the wintertime, it's so hot in this apartment, even without the heat on, that I always wear these sleeveless dresses. You're probably wondering why I always do, but that's why. This apartment building on certain floors is just very hot. So I'm on the fourth floor, and then there's the fifth floor, and then one, two, and three is below us. So the higher you get, the hotter it gets in this place. So, yeah, and as you know, I got a haircut a couple of weeks ago. So my hair's looking much better these days. I want to grow it out a little bit. I'd like to get it like maybe right here, and yeah, just to get it a little bit longer. Um, I've had short hair for a very long time now, at least 5 years, I want to say. So yeah, I'm ready just to give it a little bit more of a page boy look. I do like to put my bangs down at times. So, but if I don't want them in my face, I just put them over there. So that's good. I'm going to take these glasses off simply because I can see good with them, but on the computer, I have to kind of futz around with it to see with my bifocal part. That's the only bad thing about bifocals. You kind of have to adjust to things. They're great on my phone because I'm looking down, but going straight ahead, it's kind of hard. And my eyes are so bad, I can't read a small print anymore. Small print or fine print, even with the glasses, I can't do it. So that's a problem. But I do have these 4.0 reader glasses that I've gotten. I've gotten some from Temu. I've gotten some from Amazon. I've gotten them at the Dollar Tree, and I have a bunch of these, and I can see better online with these. So yeah, so that's kind of what's going on with the glasses today. So like I say, I've got more Temu dresses coming, and it's so funny. I actually went through my wardrobe, and you're gonna die. I have 32 dresses from Temu that I have ordered in the last 3 years. I'm like, wow. I've always been a clothes horse. I love clothes. I love, fun clothes, trendy clothes, and matching shoes and all of that. So that's yeah, I've got a bunch. I've got everything color coordinated. I'm a very color coordinated person, so I usually start out with white, black, blue, pink, and purple, and then red. So I organize everything by color, and always been that way. I'm a very organized person, and if you watch any of my videos from the past, I've done a lot of videos, of me organizing closets and things like that, and people have really enjoyed those. People who aren't organized, they say, "Oh, you've inspired me to go organize myself." So yeah, this place is a little small, so unfortunately, my closet is not the way it would be if I had more space. But I only have one double closet, and you can only fit so much in there. So I've kind of had to cram a few things in there, which really gives me anxiety because, like, I'm an organized person, but there's nothing I can do about that. So, yeah, and Whitney's been hiding out all day. She must be under the couch here sleeping. So, yeah, I was so excited about that. And so in the news this week, Bullhorn Betty has had quite a bad week. And her delusional self is trying to convince her naive uh, followers on her channel that everything is peachy keen and everything's going to go the way I want it to and everything. Number one, in her criminal case in Tennessee, that the Bowersox and the Proudfoots, Sebastian Rogers family, remember they put those restraining orders against her? And then the very first day that those restraining orders were done, she violated them. And then she got arrested in August because she went back to Tennessee and she had called the police on somebody at an event for Sebastian, and they pulled up her name and they saw that they had a warrant for her arrest for violating those protection orders. So she went to jail in August. She's been continuing her criminal hearing since September, but she finally had it last week. And what happened was the Proudfoots testified, and I think it was about an hour long. Katie Proudfoot, Chris Proudfoot, I'm sure the officer probably took the stand as well. And interesting thing was, the judge that has been presiding over this, he started the trial. Well, yeah, I guess it was kind of a trial. It was a hearing. And about 5 minutes in, he said he had to recuse himself from the case because of some threats. And we're not sure exactly what that was. We are speculating that Bullhorn Betty has said things in her videos about the judge and has said things about, I hope he never goes through this. I hope his grandchildren, hope he never loses his grandchildren. Stupid stuff like that. And I can't remember everything, but they were kind of backhanded threats, So I'm not sure if it's because of her or something else. But so he recused it, and then they scheduled it for the afternoon because it was a 9 o'clock hearing, and they give it to another judge. So they went into the other courtroom, restarted the hearing, and the judge found probable cause to send it to the grand jury. And to Betty, oh, this is great. I mean, it was for probable cause, but we're going to get up to the appellate court, and we're just going to get this out of Sumner County. And she's a loony bin because, no, that's not what's going to happen. If you go to the grand jury and they decide that they're going to pursue these criminal charges, she's not going to be able to, get away with all of this. Now, she has the appeals going as well, but appeals can take a very, very long time, It's not something that's going to happen within the next 2 or 3 weeks. It'll probably be months before she gets to an appeal court. So it really is irrelevant considering that her case is going to the grand jury, and then she just thinks it's all going to go away. And I don't think that'll happen. I'll be surprised if they don't indict her. But if she is indicted, that's it. She goes to trial and all that for that. So that was the one case. She's also, oh, my voice. She's also suing Queen Bee, who is another creator, as you know. And that's not going well for her. Part of it was dismissed from what I remember. And so she's been taking months and months and months for discovery, and she still hasn't done that. She's supposed to have it in by next week. So I don't know what's going to happen if she doesn't have it in by next week. But so that's not going well for her. And then they did another lawsuit in Pennsylvania against some creators for talking about Sebastian, and they were accusing them of, causing harm to the case, and which was all a bunch of baloney. So the defendants actually did an anti-slap lawsuit against them, the people who did the Bullhorn Betty and all her cohorts from Seth Rogers' side regarding the Sebastian Rogers case. They did this lawsuit to try and get these two creators to shut up about Sebastian. And it didn't work. It was dismissed with prejudice. And here she is coming on her channel and saying, it was dismissed without prejudice so they can refile, blah, 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 blah. I don't know where she gets her information from, because that's not true. It was dismissed with prejudice. Now, sure, they can appeal. But again, appeals are very, very tough, and they take a while. So I just, it boggles the mind how delusional this woman is. She's on her channel accusing other creators of interfering with the case, saying bad things about Seth Rogers, which is the biological father of Sebastian Rogers. She's on his team, and she spends her time defaming and accusing Katie Proudfoot, who's his mother, and his stepfather, Chris Proudfoot. She spends every single day trying to prove that they did something to Sebastian. Every single day. She is defaming them every single day. And why they're not suing her for that, I would. I mean, it is clear defamation. And I was looking into the protected speech versus freedom of press, and, what is that? Freedom of press. Well, you know what I mean. First Amendment, the First Amendment right to speak. Now, there's a line between First Amendment speech and protected speech and non-protected speech. Now, from all the research I've done, what she's been doing is not really protected because she is defaming somebody else. And she could be ruining the reputation of Katie Proudfoot and Chris Proudfoot with all of her accusations, inciting other people to get information for her about them, because she thinks she's a detective and she thinks she is going to solve this. And if anybody knows her, she has never solved a case in 3 years. And, anybody who watches her, you'll know that. So anyway, that's kind of what went on with her. So she's in the middle of two ongoing cases, the Queen Bee lawsuit and the Proudfoots in Tennessee. So that's kind of what's been going on YouTube. And so that's really about it. I've done a couple of sing streams this week, which was really, really fun. I put a new song on my channel called Rainbow by Casey Musgraves. I heard it the other day, and I thought it was so beautiful. Such an inspiring song. If y'all go and listen to it, I love it. It talks about having troubles, and struggling, but then remember that there's always a rainbow over your head. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful song. And I hope y'all go listen to it. And yeah, so I'm trying to learn some other songs because I get tired of doing the same ones over and over again. So if you guys have any suggestions for, new songs that you think I might be able to do, let me know. I've learned The Scientist, I learned Iris, Yellow, just different songs in different genres I've been doing. So I am branching out and I'm having fun with that. So, really, that's about it for this week. I hope everybody's doing well. Please stay safe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.